Well, my friends, season 1 with our Youth Academy Challenge in Ituano is officially in the books. This season is over and the board is very happy with us. They wanted us to finish in mid-table. We did exactly that. And it looks like our expectation for next year is also to finish in mid-table and work within the wage budget. 2 things that we have done. I am happy to do that again. Now, obviously, we do want to overachieve. Série C is finished. The second stage is done. Guarini, Figueirense, Náutico, and Caxias do Sul. I doubt I pronounced that correctly. They are all going up to Serie B. So now 4 new teams are going to be a part of the league. Financially, however, we are not doing great. We are $422 in the hole, and they expect that to be closer to 1.18 million by the end of the month of October. We are not really worrying about that. That is the board's problem. We are only spending the money that they are giving us, and we have managed to stay within our budget as far as recruitment is concerned. We are currently re-signing players, but the big day, our youth intake, is right around the corner. Before we get there, though, some excellent news. Our 22-year-old striker, Jay Carlos, is happy to stay here at the club. Now, right after the season ended for us, he received a number of offers from Moreirense in Portugal. We turned them all down because they were well below what we valued him as, besides the fact that for us, he is irreplaceable. Currently, as part of that striking team, he and Gabriel Rosera really, whenever they were on the pitch together, they connected and they played very well. Now, he missed most of the season with an injury. Hopefully that doesn't repeat itself, but Jay Carlos happy to stay at Ituano for now. It's going to be a huge risk, but our 35-year-old goalkeeper Pegorari is not going to be a member of the squad next year. If you recall, we had to make promises to Saulo that he was going to be an important player. So Saulo is going to be our number 1, which means Pegorari is done. We've tried to transfer him, get some money for him. That didn't work. We are, however, going to get his $3,200 per week salary off of the wage bill. We have managed to secure the services for 1 more year of our center defenseman, Mateus Mancini. He was very good for us this year. Now, Nathan Silva has been coming along, the 22-year-old, but he's not quite ready to step into Mancini's boots. It only cost us $2,100 a week, which was what he was making before. So, all in all, I think a pretty good deal for the club. Guilherme Dalpion was a massive, massive disappointment. He wants to stay with the club. We tried to get rid of him, and he said, no, I'm happy here. Well, guess what, son? You are not going to be here. He made a total of 18 starts for us across all competitions. Look at that average rating. Absolutely atrocious. He was our captain. We expected more. Hopefully we can get more from whoever is going to play the position next season. We still have not yet come to terms with our starting right back, Thazio, who played a lot better than I thought he would. Just mentioning the 1 goal, actually no assists, but defensively he was kind of okay. He was actually our best option at right back. Maybe we'll get somebody through our youth intake who could take over. We do have someone in the wings, and that is 21-year-old Lucas Diaz, who has spent the year out on loan to San Jose. Will he be a step up if we cannot managed to re-sign Thazio? Only time will tell. We still need a little bit more depth at this position because Gabriel William didn't really show us what we needed to in that backup role. Sadly, we're also going to be saying goodbye to our 23-year-old left winger, Fernandinho. Currently making $575 a week. He wanted a massive raise, and we just were not willing to give it to him. So he walked away from the table, took his toys, and went home. Luckily for us, we have options. Obviously, Jose Aldo can play out there. We experimented a little bit with him out on the wing, but I am very excited about one of our U19 players, 18-year-old Dudu. Now, he just played a match, which is why you see all of those down arrows. 4 goals, 1 assist in 6 appearances in whatever friendlies he was playing as part of the reserve team. 718 average rating. I'm very excited to see what he might be able to do next year. Getting back to the right backs, another possibility is 19-year-old JP. Now, he spent the year playing in the lower leagues out on loan with Fresende, and he played very well. 32 matches in the division, 3 goals, 1 assist from that right back position with a 7.29 average rating. Yes, the competition may not be as stiff, but he will definitely get a nice long look in our preseason before we decide what we do with the 19-year-old for next year. And I know I'm bouncing around a lot, but I am really excited about our options on the left wing coming out of our youth system. A new 2-year deal for Vinny Oliveira, 19 years old. Again, ignore the down arrows. They are from the reserves match that was just played, and he played pretty well in it with a 7.1 rating. I like that. He was out on loan for the year. He is back now, and even though his crossing isn't the greatest and he's not the fastest, he's got great technique. His first touch is really good. He's got great flair. I'm very excited to see how he might fit in for our plans for the 27 season. The board have set their initial budgets for the season, and we kind of have to ignore it in a way because it's still showing where we are now relative to where we are going to be. I mean, it's still not perfect. Right now we're overspending our wage bill. We're predicted next season to be just under that based on our current spend. I'm not sure if it's gotten rid of the players we are getting rid of yet. We will find out. And somehow we are way under our scouting budget, even though we are officially doing no scouting. But we are here, my friends. The moment that we have all been waiting for as Ituano announces a new intake of youth players, 5 elite prospects, 16 players in total. Let's check them out. Probably the best looking of them is Celio Pereira Silva. He is a central midfielder, could also play out as a left midfielder. Fantastic first touch, good technique, decision making, great teamwork, work rate is pretty good. He is slow, but that's fine. He is 16 years old. Hopefully he will get a little bit better. We definitely need central midfielders. He could also potentially play in that defensive midfield role as well, which could be key for us because we have not yet been able to secure the services of Daniel for another year. In fact, before we look at anything else, let's refresh our memory on where our tactic sits in its current state. Back 4, fullback on one side, wing back on the other. A pair of defensive midfielders in our 4-2-4, I guess is what we're calling it. We've got a box-to-box midfielder currently, and that role is occupied by Jose Aldo, and then Daniel is a defensive midfielder in possession. We've got an inside forward on the left, a winger on the right, false 9, and a center forward in J. Carlos. So I'm thinking that Pereira Silva may be the heir apparent to Jose Aldo if and when he decides to move on, or if and when we decide to move him to our left wing. Pablo Alexander, another central midfielder. Again, probably better suited for the box-to-box role. Not much of a defensive midfielder if we are being perfectly honest. Marking of 3, tackling of 3. His work rate is not fantastic. He does have a nice driven personality. We didn't check out Pereira Silva. Let's do that while we are here. Another driven personality. I absolutely love it. Paulo Alexander, we got to figure out what we're going to do with you. You are a defensive liability, so right now you don't really fit into our plans. Maybe he's a player that we sell on if we get some value for him a little bit later. Guy Ballara also looks pretty good. He is a central midfielder, potential right wing. Now, he's the winger role, not as suitable for it. His dribbling ability just isn't quite there. He can cross the ball, though, and he works pretty hard. Fairly determined personality, so we might be able to work on those ball handling skills with him. Love the Mohawk son. I really do. Only standing at 5'6", though, so I don't know if that's going to be a hindrance to us as we move forward. Fabiano Jaeger, left wing. We finally have ourselves a left wing, and he enjoys playing the inside winger and inside forward position. Bit of low determination on this one. His work rate is only a 3, but his first touch is very good. Good amount of technique and flair. Not as quick as we would like to be. Look at that jumping reach. 16. He stands at 6'2". He can also play center attacking mid, so we might be able to retrain him as a false nine. Let's keep that in the back of our heads. Canelo is a left back. He is a center back. He is 6'3". He can kind of get in the air. He is kind of slow. He looks non-Brazilian, but we're not going to judge. Could also play that fullback position. Can't really dribble the ball. His composure isn't great, which makes me wonder if he would be good for any of these other roles. He could technically play defensive midfielder. His passing is terrible. He could be a no-nonsense center back. We do use one of those. Positioning is pretty good. Marking could use a little work. Great heading ability, though, so he could just be a big man on the back line. Top prospects, who have we got? We have Guilherme, just Guilherme, not Del Pion, just Guilherme. Also, a left back, and this one looks a little bit better to me. 5'8", unambitious personality, which gives me a little bit of pause. His positioning could use a little work. He's really kind of a defensive liability. If we look at, I was looking at all of his offensive numbers, like his crossing, his dribbling are all pretty good. Passing is okay, decent work rate, decent amount of pace, decent amount of acceleration for the league, for his age, and I just don't know if he's going to really amount to a hill of beans when all is said and done. Boulevard Guzman, an attacking midfielder, could also play his natural out on that left wing position. He could play that inside winger. Fantastic first touch. Crossing is okay. Not nearly as fast as we would like to have. Again, at 16 years old, maybe he'll get a little faster. Mercenary personality, so who knows if he would want to stay around. If he does end up developing a value, he could be another player we move on to continue to fund the future, because we really do need the cash as we begin to move through the seasons, because we're going to need to improve our facilities if we want our youth intakes to continue to be as good as they say they are right now. Who wants a center back? We got 16-year-old Igor, 6'4", resolute personality, 17 jumping reach. I don't care about anything else, and his marking and tackling are pretty good. Igor could be seeing time for us sooner rather than later. Now, Mancini did sign his new contract, but he is 32. He will be moving along. Looks like Igor could be the heir apparent to that position on the back line. Very strong right foot. He can use his left foot as well, and he is just a big, big dude. And he could just get even bigger, maybe build up that strength a little bit. Ooh, the possibilities of Igor in the future. Love it. And finally, as far as our top talents are concerned, fairly professional personality on 16-year-old Edson Jose. Now, he is a natural central midfielder, attacking central midfielder. All those long shots are kind of stinky. But he looks like he could be a very serviceable winger out on the right side. He's got a very strong right foot, decent amount of pit. Like, I guess, well, it's average. 10s are average, but for the league, not too shabby. I like his flair. I like his technique. His teamwork could use a little bit of a bump, and I would love to see his composure and decision-making be a little bit better. He can dribble the ball. He can cross the ball, and really, that's all we need on that side. 16-year-old looks pretty darn good. Aside from that, we don't really have a ton more. We did get a 16-year-old goalkeeper who is unambitious. He's 6'4", though I like that. Reflexes and handling are pretty good. Nice determination, good teamwork. His agility is not too bad. His aerial reach isn't too bad. His one-on-ones, though, are tragic. Don't think he's going to have a future here at the club, but it's nice to at least have other options in the youth system just in case. Other than that, not a ton to look at. Nathan is 5'3", balanced personality, excellent with both feet. He can dribble the ball, but I'm not sure exactly where he would fit in this team. He could not play DM. He's really not built to be a winger. Adriano Hakuda, fairly determined personality. I like that. He can play center back, but at 5'10", doubt it. Right back, he's actually not too bad. Our agents and our coaching staff don't see a ton of potential in him, but Adriana Hakuda could be a better player than we give him credit for in that fullback position on the right-hand side. Maybe we keep him around just in case, kind of see how he develops, see if we get a player out of him. As far as everyone else is concerned, not really a lot to look at. Overall, I think a pretty good youth intake. I was used to FM24 where it said excellent intake, and all of the players were maximum like 3.5-star potential. I think we have a lot of potential future players in this intake, specifically Igor. I am looking forward to having you in the club. Nathan, okay, maybe. Adriano Hakuda, let me know in the comments if you think that he could be something. I think there is a player in there. Now, I will say that being able to judge the ability of youth players has not necessarily been my strong suit in Football Manager, but I just feel like this kid, even though they say he's only got potentially 3-star potential, I think that he could be better than we are giving him credit for, unless he just cannot develop at all. Let me know in the comments below if you think Hakuda is going to be a player for us or not, and also what you think about Igor, or if any of the other players that we looked at could potentially be something. And now I'm wondering if I made a mistake by letting Pegorari go, because he was just named to the Brazilian 3rd Division Team of the Year as the top goalkeeper. And as I was getting to this point, while it was simulating, I got a Steam achievement saying that we allowed the fewest goals in the league. So our defense has been better than I have given it credit for. It's our offense that really needs the work. So I'm hoping that those offensive-minded players are able to come through and step up. But let me know in the comments if you think I made a massive, massive mistake letting our number 1 goalkeeper go in favor of our slightly younger backup. Well, it cost me an extra $100 per week, but Daniel is back at the club, a new 2-year deal. Yes, he's 30 years old, so we are going to have to get somebody in and up through the pipeline to replace him sooner rather than later, but as long as he is here, I am going to put him out on the pitch. I was really hoping to keep 22-year-old Mateus Maya around for a while. He's making $140 a week this year. He wanted to triple that for next year. I said, no, why don't you take the same amount of money? And, well, we were just a little far apart. We're getting into crunch time as far as renewing contracts for next year. Only a handful of players. Obviously, Pegorari and his $3,200 a week salary is going to be off the books. And I'm thinking we're going to do the same thing with Dacio. He was good, but not spectacular as our right back. We have those youngsters who are coming back from loan that we've already talked about earlier in the video that are going to probably be the guys that we run with this year. He's making $1,300 a week right now. Wanted a raise. I think we are going to have to say goodbye to Dacio. Also coming due is 38-year-old defensive midfielder Bruno Silva. Didn't play a ton for us. He was okay when he did. He has set his sights on retirement. That's going to happen at the end of the year. So his $1,400 a week salary also, bye-bye. We did talk about him earlier. I just realized that 18-year-old Dudu is only contracted to us through the middle of the summer. Well, we could offer him a new deal now. He wants to pretty much double his $140 a week salary. We're not talking about a ton of money, but we only have about 30 grand to spend on all players. So we're going to have to think about this one. We'll see how he does in the Sao Paulo State Championship before we make a final decision on the 18-year-old and his future here at Ituano. And what could be our last move as we get our preseason squad set and this team ready for the Sao Paulo Championship coming up in just a little over a month? We have signed left back Juan Richard, the 21-year-old, to another 1-year deal. That's as far as he would go. He's making an extra $50 a week. He is most likely going to be starting in that position because we don't really have a ton of good options on our first team. We never really did. Everyone that we played there last year, yeah, they kind of stunk. And one of those things about Football Manager that has never failed to amuse me, we have a negative balance in our bank, but somehow we were hit from a tax bill because somehow we made a profit of $573,000. Not sure how that worked, but thanks. And in another weird quirk, yeah, we found another bug in FM26. The board are delighted with our Club Vision progress. We just don't know which one it is. Is it the mid-table finish? We kind of did that already. They're currently reserving judgment because the new season has not begun. It can't be about working within the wage budget because we're currently struggling to do that apparently, again, waiting for the year to completely turn over in January so we can finally figure out if we're doing things right, wrong, or indifferent. Oh, I almost forgot. Bruno Alves also retiring at the end of the year. We are on December 30th. By the way, Bruno Silva, as we talked about a little bit earlier, has retired as well. Did I say we were done? I was just kidding. Jose Aldo, our star player, makes $5,000 a week as one of our central midfielders. He is contracted currently with the club through the end of this coming season. We went to renew his contract to try to extend his stay and guarantee he would be here. He would not accept a penny less than $9,500 per week, which is just too rich for our blood. So I was thinking that if he's going to be leaving in a year, we might as well get what we can. We got an offer from Universidad Católica in Chile. Now, he does have a $1.8 million release clause to foreign clubs. They've only offered $875,000, but guess what, my friends? We are going to take it. It'll give us some wage bill relief, and it will put a little bit of money in the coffers. In fact, it should be enough, I hope, fingers crossed, to get us out of the red. We're accepting the offer. Jose Aldo is leaving the club. Our fixtures for 2027 have been released. We kick off the Sao Paulo State Championship on January the 10th on the road at Capivariano. One thing of note, we are in the Copa do Brazil this year, a competition we did not participate in last season. Not sure why, not sure how it works, but that competition kicks off on Thursday, the 25th of February on the road at Real Noroeste. They are a club that is not in the league, so hopefully we will be able to win and move on. If we do, one of our potential opponents is Náutico. Not really looking forward to that. And I knew things were going to work out once those contracts expired. We now have about $5,500 per week to spend. We obviously aren't going to spend it because we have no more players that we need to spend it on. Everybody is in. We're getting the registration sorted out for the Sao Paulo State Championship, and I am looking forward to getting that kicked off in the next episode. Let me know down below in the comments if you enjoy this style. I know we didn't play any matches. It was an entire off season. We did get our youth intake. It was, in my opinion, a pretty excellent one. So I think FM26 got this one spot on. Our head of youth development remains employed for another year because I liked those personalities coming through. Fairly determined, driven, resolute on Igor. Oh my God, I cannot wait to get Igor into the side, see what he does. Next episode, we're coming back. We're kicking off play in the Sao Paulo State Championship, and I hope to see you then. If you've been enjoying this series, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, keep pushing forwards. We are getting closer and closer to 300 subscribers. I want to get there as quickly as possible, and then we're going to set just our next goal. But thank you very much for all the support over the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, my friends, bye-bye.